As General Evaluator, your responsibility is to facilitate the evaluation segment of our meeting. Feedback is the mechanism that helps our members develop their communication and leadership skills, and the General Evaluator leads this effort. Many Toastmasters are terrified to try this role and will avoid it at all costs. Don't be intimidated. As with all things in Toastmasters, a club meeting is a safe space to try new things. Providing members with feedback helps us all learn what not to do, what we might try in the future, and what we should keep in our speech tool bags. Without feedback, we might form bad habits or miss opportunities to transform good into great technique. Everything that happens during the meeting is fair game for the General Evaluator to assess. From the meeting theme, to the evaluation of the speeches, the adherence to the agenda, to the effectiveness of table topics, it's all fair game. It's this span of responsibility that often inhibits members from signing up as General Evaluator. Knowing what is expected should help. Here's an overview. Unlike other functionary roles, the Toastmaster will not call on you to explain your role at the beginning of the meeting. Instead, when the meeting is turned over to you after table topics, you should offer a brief intro of the role, especially if there are guests, before diving in. The first step is to introduce the Toastmasters who will evaluate the planned speeches. Absent an evaluator, you might deliver an evaluation yourself or facilitate a round-robin evaluation by asking all present for feedback to assist the speaker. Be sure to ask the timer for a timer's report covering the individual evaluators and ask members to vote for the best evaluator. Next, you will call upon the counter and grammarian to deliver their reports. Before moving on to your overall evaluation, ask the members to cast their votes for the most improved Toastmaster of the evening. While votes are being cast, share your assessment of the meeting. Now it's time for you to comment on what went well during the meeting and where we could improve, either individually or as a whole. The evaluation portion of the meeting wraps up the agenda. Turn the meeting back over to the presiding officer and take a deep breath. All done for now. Here are a few more tips for you to consider when serving as General Evaluator. Whenever you ask the members to vote for one of our awards, don't forget to ask them to label their ballots so that the vote counter won't struggle to figure out what vote goes where. Suggest BE for Best Evaluator and MI for Most Improved. The General Evaluator calls for the voting for Best Evaluator and Most Improved. Note that if there's only one evaluator, then no vote is needed and the individual automatically wins Best Evaluator, provided they stay under time, of course. Not every meeting will have a Best Evaluator, but most meetings will have a Most Improved Toastmaster. If meeting attendance has been sporadic or there are guests present, let the attendees know they can vote for the Toastmaster showing improvement meeting over meeting or the individual who performed their role the best that night. As mentioned previously, sometimes there aren't enough members present to have evaluators for every speech. In these cases, or if a member is looking for in-depth feedback, a round-robin evaluation is appropriate. Ask members to provide their feedback one at a time and listen carefully to what is discussed so that you can add additional tidbits after the membership has spoken. When quite a few members are present, you might ask that comments be limited to 1 or 2 points, allowing everyone a chance to speak. It sounds like a lot, right? It really isn't. Use the agenda to guide your steps and don't be afraid to ask an officer or another member to collaborate with you and help keep you on point. Feedback for the feedback provider is truly a thing, and as with all assignments in Toastmasters, you are never alone. So head on over to the agenda and sign up as General Evaluator for an upcoming meeting today.